Good afternoon, Raven County. It's Roger Glenn with POS Realty, coming to you with another of our series of sort of the story of Raven County through its organizations and its people. And today, I got to take a deep breath because I've been practicing this. We are at 7 Winds Permaculture Farm and Retreat Center.
That's right.
Yes, I got it right.
Hey there.
We're with Emma and Mathew Pattillo. Is how you pronounce that?
Well
right.
done. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I start with the really tough stuff. Where are you located?
So yeah, we're here at 7 Winds. We're right off of Hale Ridge Road on War Woman. So we're the first left off of Hale Ridge Road, about, 15 minutes from Clayton.
Yep, 13 I
13,
think is what we timed it
You
at.
make good
So
time.
7 miles or something like
Yeah.
that, east of Clayton.
Yeah.
On War Woman Road. It's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
Can you just share a little bit about the story of the farm and the retreat center and how it is that you came to found it? We're close to the grand opening, I think, in 2 weeks. By the time this airs, it may be 2 hours or 2 days. Or...
Yeah, so the story goes, I actually have some history here on this property, going all the way back to probably when I was 4 years old, 4 years old. I caught my first little bluegill, my first fish, in a pond down the hill. So this property was previously owned by a longtime friend, business partner, mentor of my father, and they lost contact after a long time working together, and reconnected right about the time that he was looking to sell this place. And so we came here. My parents came here about 3 years ago, and we've been here now about almost 5 months, 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. And yeah, getting started on the farm and the place, and opening up soon.
Yeah.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about today at all is what inspired us to come here in the first place. Because we had visited. I'd stayed here several times just to come see the family and be up in the mountains in Georgia. But Matthew spent all of last year in Costa Rica doing an apprenticeship at a sustainability education center and permaculture farm called Rancho Mastatal.
Yeah.
And this is a place that is a real hub for learning about sustainable living. And he spent the whole year learning about permaculture, which is, we could talk a lot about permaculture, but just to give the really short definition, it's sustainable, long-term minded food growing, and also creating systems that support humans, but that are inspired by and in harmony with the natural world.
Yeah.
So he basically spent the whole year in this place that lives and breathes sustainability and attracts people from all over the world. And he spent a lot of time farming. He spent a lot of time doing natural building. And I wasn't there with him for most of the year, but in one of our conversations, I asked him, so how is this? What do you think is happening next for you after this? Like, where do you want, what's next? And he shared with me, I think there's a lot of potential at the farm. And it was a light bulb moment. Like, yeah, this place is magical. Like, I had been here and felt like it's just a really special place. And this is a big piece of property. We're in a really special location right next to the National Forest. And we have these beautiful fields. And so we didn't even have a strong plan at that point, but knew that we were going to come here and do something. And he really wanted, and tell me if I'm speaking out of turn here, but he really wanted to continue developing these skills of working with plants, working with the land, being able to be more self-sufficient and resilient.
Yeah.
And so from there, we kind of developed the plan. And, we're also going to be a retreat center, and that comes a little bit more from my side. I have a lot of experience in the world of alternative healing. I'm a yoga practitioner and teacher, and have done some alternative healing retreats in Costa Rica. And I spent time at a yoga retreat in Hawaii in my early 20s. And so had this, it just kind of came together. His mom is really into the world of art retreats. So she's the one who kind of set us up at first with some contacts in the art retreat world. So we're starting to work with those people, and we're we're working on both like this farm ecosystem and becoming better at growing food and knowing how to work with plants and knowing how to feed ourselves. Also trying to set up systems of sustainability here. Like we're learning about water flow. He installed like a rain barrel and gutter system on our compost shed that's gonna become like a passive irrigation system for our garden.
Yeah.
So it'll be gravity fed drip irrigation from a rain barrel. And we have all kinds of ideas for things we want to do here, but and if I'm going too much, just stop me or shoot in.
So a big part of the vision is having people out who want to participate in a retreat or maybe, classes and things of that nature. And so they get to enjoy, one of the many venues that we have in Raven County that's just beautiful. It's quiet. It's adjacent to Forestry Service. You got the land, that kind of stuff. And while enjoying themselves and maybe doing some yoga and some music and some campfires and that kind of stuff, though, learn to take some of these skills and use them, whether it's a hobby farm or just, half acre little place, right, to do.
Yeah.
So what kind of events do you envision kind of having over the course of time?
Yeah, I think, like Emma was saying, my experience last year apprenticing at that education center, it really kind of changed my perspective on how we can be learning and living and being just in a better way, more consistently. Like we want to be a retreat center, and so inherent in the name, retreat, like retreating from the hustle and bustle of modern life. Yeah. But also then kind of flipping the script to, the way that we want to create a life here becoming more the norm. So that, what you come here to retreat to, you can take a piece back and integrate with your life. So for the different kinds of events, like Emma was saying, getting started with art retreats, we're planning some yoga retreats, wanting to do weekend and also week-long, potentially longer events like that, but also day workshops and day events that are more on the educational side of permaculture design and practice, of natural gardening and natural farming techniques, natural building and woodworking. So kind of all these different skills that are really useful and also very health giving, like health providing to your body, to your soul, so that you can come here, learn about it, be in it and surrounded by it, and take a piece of that with you home, and hopefully improve your life in some small way.
Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of talked about with Raven County it is actually the official farm to table capital of Georgia. A lot of people think that was just a marketing, but it's actually the official. So keep that in mind. The government has said, so
declare.
We must listen. But just being a great kind of environment because of so many of the sort of complementary businesses and just the culture and this cooperative, attitude that we have. So what's going on at the grand opening and what do folks have to look forward to? No pressure to get this out there before.
So we're going to be doing just a kind of brief introduction and tour for anyone that comes out, just show them the space, what we're working on, what we're doing. And then we're going to do a little garden work party. So this is a tradition or a practice from my time in Costa Rica that, the idea is basically that work is supposed to be fun. The things that we do that sometimes feel like drudgery, when we get together, we can do them a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently, and have a lot more fun doing it. So we're going to have a little garden work party where we just get our hands, it's going to be relaxed, it's going to be just a lot of fun, but we're going to get our hands dirty, maybe plant a few plants, maybe do a little bit of weeding, maybe prepare a new garden bed, just get people's hands in the dirt. It's a really good feeling, get your hands dirty, teach a skill, and work together and get that communal feeling of we all just did something together, and that's a great thing to do. And then we're going to have a fresh, homemade, delicious farm-to-table lunch. So we'll be hopefully featuring some stuff from our garden as well as some other local farmers and regional producers. We're also really into supporting heirloom varieties of foods, increasing the genetic diversity of foods. maintaining that diversity of foods. So we'll be featuring a lot of cool foods at that lunch.
And you get like an English and a science lesson, I have learned from hanging out with you. I've got 5 or 6 words that I had to write down. I'm gonna look that up later.
Okay.
What about, we talked about this before, people looking for activities for kids or even seniors, right? Is this a place that you can have sort of a multi-generational group come to and feel comfortable and have a good time and all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is part of our vision. Like, we spend a lot of time working on our business plan and envisioning what we want to see happen here, and it's not currently being really actively talked about, but we have a desire for this to be a place where, absolutely multi-generation. And I mean, even our opening day event, I think there's a lot of space here. Like, it's just a nice place to be.
Bring your kids, bring grandma.
Yeah.
And I think, we're also definitely thinking about the accessibility, of the place for a variety of people. So I definitely, that's on my mind in terms of what we need to do to prepare for all kinds of people to be able to enjoy the space. And I also do want to engage with kids and younger folk on the educational front. Like, that's something that I'm very passionate about is doing educational programming, either retreats. I want to try and get field trips from schools to come here.
All you teachers, field trips, ding, ding, ding.
And, then a relaxing retreat just for the teachers, there's all kinds of things to do. But that's another passion of mine is education and, really trying to engage with kids and teach skills at a young age. The younger you learn, the better.
Now, I think I know the answer to this, but pet friendly?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally. Yes, we're looking at, we're at the Paws for Life the other day. We were looking at the dogs and saying hi to all the animals there. So we love pets. Yeah,
picking a few out. So Everett and the staff will hook you up over there. We've got a park bench feature on those folks if you haven't seen that. And so last thing, if folks want to find out more about Seven Winds, what's the best way to do that? Website, social media, all of the above?
All of the above. Our website is sevenwinds.org, and you can sign up for our newsletter there. We send out 2 newsletters a month just with little updates on what's going on here, both what we're working on and anything upcoming, like upcoming events and whatnot. We have Facebook and Instagram pages. Our Instagram is Seven Winds Farm.
Yep, and we'll link those for folks so they'll be able to
find those things just fine then.
And they won't even have to say the entire proper name.
Yeah, Seven Winds. Seven Winds is a nice bite-size, the full title. But we gotta let people know what we're doing. So we're a permaculture farm and a retreat center.
This is an alibi, but what is Seven Winds? What's the significance of that?
Yeah, so it's an interesting history that honestly I still don't have the full story on, but that for the previous owner, my dad's longtime mentor I was mentioning, Chip, he named it Seven Winds, and so there's relation to Native American spirituality and the concept of the 4 directions, the sky above, the earth below, and the soul within. So the Seven Winds has relation there. It's also just extremely windy here, so it's aptly named. We're getting winds from I would say all 8 directions, but not the southeast, I guess. So just the 7 there.
And we're getting a little spontaneous precipitation.
Yeah.
You might be here on the metal roof. But, Emma and Matthew, congratulations on, living through your dreams and sort of following your heart in sort of founding this. And I'm sure it'll be a wonderful place for people to come and relax, to unwind, retreat, if you will. The pun intended, will be realized for people. And in the process, to your point, learn a little bit more about sustainable living, harmony with the environment, and taking care of ourselves a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll do well. So thanks so much for taking a few minutes to talk to me, and more importantly, all the folks out there that live in or love Raven.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming out, and thanks for watching. Yeah, we hope to see you here.
All right, with that, we'll say goodbye. We always wave goodbye, and I always say, we'll see you next time, Raven County.
See you next time.